Newcastle United at the Emirates Stadium in what is going to be a huge clash in the Premier League title race. Arsenal are now second in the table after Manchester City went top of the league with their 1-0 win over Burnley. Both teams are on 70 points and Manchester City will be playing in the FA Cup versus Southampton, meaning that Arsenal have the chance to reclaim top spot in the Premier League. So this is going to be an exciting weekend as always, and there'll be plenty of twists and turns. So let's look at the preview for this game. First and foremost, let's look at what happened in the previous game between Arsenal and Newcastle at St. James Park. So it was a feisty clash as always. When Arsenal meet Newcastle, always the goals are guaranteed. And this is a fixture which has now become sort of a rivalry, as both teams are Champions League teams nowadays, and it's usually very physical game, very intense game. So you see Newcastle took the lead through Walter Mand, the tall German striker, and we all thought it was going to be the same as we usually lose at St. James Park, but Merino equalized for Arsenal late in the game. Fantastic assist from Declan Rice. You can see how Merino has been important. Then the winner by Gabriel in the last minute of the game to secure all 3 points at St. James Park. Last minute winner. So this game had plenty of drama, and it was such a fantastic win for Arsenal. So what does this mean in terms of the title race? So Arsenal will be playing on Saturday at the Emirates Stadium, and as we all know, in terms of the title race, the psychology is very important, because if Arsenal win this game, they are going to go top of the league. As you can see in the standings, Arsenal are currently joined top. Let's say just joined top, same number of wins, same number of draws, same number of losses. But the thing that is making Man City top is the fact that they have scored 3 more goals than us. So you can see this is the reason why Arsenal are on top. And if you look at the odds for this game, if you are an investor, Arsenal are being favored by the bookies to win this game with an odd of 1.49, 1.45, meaning that Arsenal are huge favorites going into this game. And the reason is because if you look at the form table, Arsenal have beaten Newcastle in the 3 previous meetings in the Premier League and in the Champions League, and then in the last Premier League meeting. So Arsenal going into this game are the form team. And if you look at Newcastle, they have lost 4 games in a row. Barcelona, Sunderland, Newcastle, and Crystal Palace and Bournemouth all beaten Arsenal, but all beaten Newcastle. Sorry, but if you look at Arsenal, we are not even on form, but we are still being favored to win this game, because this is a huge game for Arsenal in terms of the title race, and the psychology will be, if Arsenal go top, they will now put pressure on Manchester City. So this is a must-win game for Arsenal, as it's a do or die. They know that Arsenal fans, Arsenal manager knows that if we win this game, we are going to now put pressure on Manchester City and go top of the Premier League. So this was the first time that Arsenal have went second in the table since October. So November, December, January, February, March, April. So these are over 6 months at the top of the league. Then Manchester City came and overtook us at the top. So with 5 games remaining, every game for Arsenal now is a must-win game. If you look at the predicted lineup, these are some of the predicted lineups. You can see for Arsenal, the centre backs, Saliba, Gabriel will start. Raya in goal, of course. In Cape left back. Ben White will be playing full back as Timber is not yet back. Then Rice and Zubimendi will be playing in the midfield as usual. Odegaard will play in the 10. Then Martinelli and Madueke will be on the wing. Although I prefer Eze to play in the left wing as he did versus Man City. We saw Eze and Odegaard when they combine, there's that creativity and created a lot of chances when the two are playing together. So most of us fans we want to see the same partnership as the Odegaard and Havertz playing together. And also the rumors that Saka is back, so but I don't think he will start. So Madueke will start. Then Havertz is expected to lead the line like he did versus Man City, as he is a very good false nine. His movement, his hold-up play is very brilliant. Technical play. He knows how to handle the ball. He knows how to move into spaces that are very key in attacking. So for Newcastle, they have plenty of injuries. They'll have Aaron Ramsdale, former Arsenal keeper, with the defense of Lewis Hall, Botman, Thiaw, and Trippier. Then in the midfield, it will be Tonali, Miley, and Bruno Guimaraes. And then the attack will be Murphy, Osula, and Barnes. So these are the predicted lineups. They are not the official lineups, but it's just a sample of how the kind of players who are going to participate in this game. So if you look at Arsenal, we are going into this game with pressure of going back to the top, and we are at risk of losing 3 straight games for the first time in 4 years. So we have been very creative. One thing that this season we have had is if we lose a game, we respond immediately. So last week versus Man City, it was the first time we lost back-to-back games since 2023. Yeah. So with Man City now closing the gap, and now we are in equal points, Arsenal need to respond. Yeah. And the advantage is that Man City are not playing this weekend, so meaning Arsenal have the chance to return to the summit and with a 3-point lead. So it is better to have points on the table than, of course, to have a game in hand. According to me, just have the points because you don't know what will happen in the game in hand. So you can see this is Eddie Howe, very good manager at Newcastle, but also is under pressure. Last season he qualified for the Champions League and won the Carabao Cup, but this season he has been underperforming massively because Newcastle are now 14th in the table and they are not really playing according to form. Yeah, a club like Newcastle, with the money they spend, they should be at least top 6 or top 8. So you can see they are nowhere near good enough. Lost 15 games and they're 42 points this season. So they have regressed from last season. Newcastle should be around 6th, 7th. Yeah, they are a Champions League team, but this season they have been underperforming. So also Eddie Howe knows he's under pressure to win this game. Yeah, so you can see our form table is not good. And regarding the good news, Saka is back. As Mikel Arteta said in his press conference today, Saka, Calafiori, and Timber will be in contention to be in the Arsenal squad for this game. And this is a huge boost because in this title race, you need all your key players back. Yeah, we have missed Saka, Timber, Calafiori in the attacking because they build up attacks. They are experienced enough in these sort of games. So this is a huge boost for Arsenal. Saka, the star boy Lamno, is back and hungry. Even Arteta will be tempted to start him from the get-go. So this is very good news and hope that he's fit because we have Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. You have then Fulham next weekend. So we have the chance to go 6 clear before Manchester City play. And this will be huge if tomorrow we can get all the 3 points. Yeah. So this is a sign of fresh air. We have been waiting for Eze. So the expected lineup is Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Incapié, Odegaard, Zubimendi, Rice, Madueke, Havertz, and Eze. So that same lineup that started the game versus City is expected to start, and we hope that we are going to fire. So Newcastle, we need to match their physicality in midfield. We need to ensure that we score fast. We have won 19 out of 22 games in which we have scored fast, meaning that we know how to defend a lead. We don't allow teams to come back. So in the previous 3 to 4 games which have lost, the opponent have scored fast. That is something that has been a problem. We are not able to come back when the opponent scores fast. So for me, my prediction, I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Arsenal. I expect us to put in a very fantastic performance like the way we did at Man City. And of course, we need to go back to the top of the league because Newcastle United are not in form. And we need to take advantage, just like teams have taken advantage of us not being in form. So you can see the Magpies are in free fall. They lost their derby versus Sunderland. They have lost to Newcastle, to Bournemouth at home. So it has been very toxic at Newcastle. So we need to ensure we get 3 points and put the pressure back on Man City because Man City have put the pressure on us. And something that we need to focus on. Now people are saying it's over. I don't believe it's over. The title race is now starting. This is now action time. Yeah? This is far from over. This league can be decided even on goal difference. So that is how tight this league is. And for me, I was like, yes, we were 9 points clear. We had the chance to go 12 points clear. Very disappointing. But we all knew this is the Premier League. And you cannot just run away with it. This is the hardest league in the world. You can see Bayern have already won it. Inter Milan have already won it. Barcelona are close to winning it. PSG will win League One. So all those other leagues, they are very predictable. But the EPL, that's why it's the best league. That's why it's the hardest league because winning it is not easy. Even finishing second is not very easy. People may joke, oh, you're finishing second on Nini, but it is not easy to finish even second, even in the top four. You can see almost 4 to 5 teams are fighting for top four. So these are very competitive league. You can see Tottenham, they are fighting for relegation. So this league is difficult. Yeah. So Newcastle have lost 8 of the last 11, and that is something that should give us hope. So we can make it 12. So 9 out of 12. Yeah, and they were dumped out of the Champions League. So Arteta looking hopeful as well. Still has the fire. He was saying that he's on fire. I hope that fire will not burn. Yeah. 4 weeks to go in this competition, the Premier League. So we need to take a step. 1 month from now, there is somebody who will be lifting that Premier League trophy, and we hope it is going to be Arsenal. Eddie Howe is under pressure, and we need to understand that it is not going to be an easy game. It is no easy game in the Premier League. That is something for sure. So Baka Saka has returned together with Calafiori, but Timber remains out. So the only 2 injuries we have are Timber and Mikel Merino. Yeah. So regarding Newcastle, Anthony Gordon will be out together with Livramento, and Joel Linton is suspended. So that is something that will be an advantage for us as well. So Newcastle always play the 4-3-3 as well. Maltamada might play in the 10. But for me, I'm predicting that we can win this game. And I hope we win it because we need to go back to the top. We have been top for plenty of this season, so we don't need to now start falling or collapsing. So key player tomorrow will be Declan Rice, set pieces specialist. And also we hope that he can dictate tempo in the midfield together with Zubimendi. He has scored against Newcastle in the past. So I'm hoping tomorrow he'll be part of the team that will ensure we win. So we won 2 at St. James Park. We hope to complete the double over Newcastle for the first time since 2020-21. We have scored 99 goals against Newcastle, having already netted 100 versus Everton, West Ham, Spurs, and Villa. So tomorrow might be the day we score 100 goals versus Newcastle in the Premier League. So we have not lost 3 games in a row since April 2022, which was also the last time we went 1-0 down in 3 consecutive games. So for this game, all the stats are favoring Arsenal to win it, and I'm sure we are going to win. Declan Rice has either scored 1 or assisted 2, or 2 or 3 of our last 4 Premier League goals against Newcastle. So key man to there will be Declan, and we hope that this time round we score fast and put the pressure. So my message to the fans: let us come to this game with hope. Let us keep believing in the team. We are in the UEFA Champions League semi-final, the only English team. We are still joint top of the league with City. Let's not give up. This is not the time to give up. This is time for us to actually give this team hope and believe. Yes, we can criticize, we can be disappointed with performances, but what we saw versus Man City, I expect to see that tomorrow. And if we play like that, the way we played versus Man City, I'm sure tomorrow we win even 3 goals, 4 goals. We need to make a statement, and we need to ensure that goal difference is something that we keep up. Yeah, so this is the Arsenal Pulse. That is the Arsenal versus Newcastle preview. Very tough few weeks for the Arsenal Pulse. We have not been winning games, but I'm sure tomorrow we can get back on track and start winning. So subscribe, follow, share, support your boy, and let us win this game tomorrow. Let's not look far ahead. Tomorrow is the main focus. If we win, put the pressure back on Man City, and then focus all our energy on the UEFA Champions League semi-final. If you ask me, I prefer winning the Champions League since we have never won it. But because we have been top for over 6 months, we also need to win the Premier League. If we can do the double, big achievement, and Arteta will go down as a legend. So it's time for the fans to step up, time for the players to step up, and also the time for the manager to step up and be counted in the last few minutes. So see you in the next one. Peace out.